Let's start with your experiences and feelings. What did you feel at the different stages? What did you note or experience? How is your back now? Warm? Supple? Has it widened a bit? Was it easy or difficult to reach the percentages I asked you? Reaching a specific percentage is virtually impossible and even harder to prove. How do I know I am contracting exactly at 60% of my potential? The interesting feature relating to the idea of core and extended emotional brain is that while we try to create and feel a specific percentage, we put our prefrontal cortex, more logical and mathematical, in touch with areas of the brain that usually manage emotions and motor responses. We thus integrate the cognitive level at a point that usually dominates pain and suffering. This is therefore a way to connect these elements via a process of self-perception and an attempt to active self-regulation. By increasing and decreasing the percentage, we create a strategy that favors awareness and mastery over many mental and physical levels via the neurobiological structures that govern it. As you experienced when we introduced visualization stimulating the imagination, we were always seeking a physiological state. In other words, we retaught our body that there are different states of activation that can be correctly applied to specific thoughts, images, and emotional states. We put the benchmark at 100 as the maximum value that can be both effective or destructive, or even a cause of frustration. The state of maximum activation, in fact, can be combined with extreme survival conditions, such as fighting to save our lives, or dysfunctional, not effective modes, such as the argument with our friend from our example, where we feel powerless. 80% is instead a condition of intense activation, but with a feeling of power, combined with mastery and control. It is therefore a slightly symbolic, slightly somatic, but also associative and accurate type of neurobiological activation that enables the reacquisition through experience of the whole range of modulation of activation states and their most appropriate thoughts and emotions within each situation and context. This way, emotional, mental, and physical flows act synergistically to reach the personal and/or social regulation objective. The other dynamic that we worked on is the progressive modulation of release, both in the active phase, contraction in exhalation, and in actual release, during inhalation. During the contraction period, we initially decreased a little, for example from 100 to 80, and then decreased more widely. You can skip directly from 80 to 20. The most intense transition is between the contraction and the release phase. It is very useful to transition gradually, such as from 40 to 20, then 0 and total release, but also to practice transition between high levels of activation, that's 80, and release. It is also possible to relax more and more and activate muscle release during the actual release phase in the same way. We use metaphors, images, voluntary muscular relaxation, and interoceptive awareness to achieve this. Let us now look at one last detail. When I ask you both during tension and relaxation to focus on different areas of the body, did you notice any differences? Did you manage to fix them? Okay, some things were easier to perceive than others. Similarly, some areas were easier to control than others. Let's start from the idea that anyone that does not have particular physical or perceptive issues focuses exclusively on their back when asked to concentrate on their posterior muscular chain. Some people forget about the neck, others lose awareness of the glutes, and yet this chain, even when it is activated by stress responses, in reality spans from nape of the neck to tips of the toes, and it is a single unit. It is therefore important to note the disparity in contraction, misalignment in height or other types of asymmetry. It is thus possible to develop acute levels of awareness and self-regulation. In addition to this, when we became able to manage these differences evenly, the sensation of mastery and self-effectiveness increased significantly.